Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nahishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 14, Text 27. Yasya navadya charitam manas manishino grananti avidya patalam bibitsavah nirasta samya tishayo api yat swayam pishachacharyam acharat gatihi satam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. Although no one in the material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although his unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of nescience, he nevertheless remains as if a devil to give salvation to all devotees of the Lord. Purport. Lord Shiva's uncivilized, devilish characteristics are never abominable because he teaches the sincere devotees of the Lord how to practice detachment from material enjoyment. He is called Mahadeva, or the greatest of all demigods, and no one is equal to or greater than him in the material world. He is almost equal with Lord Vishnu. Although he always associates with Maya, Durga, he is above the reactionary stage of the three modes of material nature. And although he is in charge of devilish characteristics in the mode of ignorance, he is not affected by such association. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jagasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Although no one in the material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although his unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of nescience, he nevertheless remains as if a devil to give salvation to all devotees of the Lord. So, we are in the chapter called Pregnancy of Diti in the Evening, and this is initial warning given by Kashyapa to his wife Diti. This is not the appropriate time for these type of activities, dharmic activities, and if you don't do it in a proper dharmic way, then Lord Shiva, who is roaming around at this time, although he is got unimpeachable character, etc., his followers can actually influence the nature of the result that we will get from this activity. Dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamo asmi paratarshapa. Sex life that is not against religious principles is me itself. Krishna is telling. So, here Lord Shiva is glorified briefly by Kashyapa. And it is mentioned here that he has unimpeachable character, but he looks like he is involved in all sorts of activities because he leads these devilish people. Pisachis, bhutas, pretas, ghosts, goblins, hobgoblins, all of them are his followers because he shows them all great mercy. So it looks like he is associated with all of them, and everything they do, he is responsible for that also. So somehow he gets grouped with all of them, lumped with all of them, although he is somebody who is of great character, unimpeachable character. So sometimes if you are leading people who may not be up to the mark at all, people will say, Yata Raja Tata Praja, Yata Praja Tata Raja also they will say. According to your followers, also is the leader. They are doing these things because he only is leading them. The converse is also true. So you get lumped in and you get blamed for it. The Lord Shiva is such a very patient, highly sober person that he takes that type of a situation because he wants to show mercy. And he becomes very easily pleased and he shows his consideration. Sometimes to such an extent that he makes mistakes and he may even get harmed, he may even get annihilated. But still he continues to show his good feeling towards his followers. This is the real meaning of Acharya. This is the real meaning of Guru. Shiva is one of the Mahajanas who know devotional service, pure devotional service, who are authorities. So, not only is Shiva's internal spiritual character very highly commendable, it may look that his external characteristics are not very nice and not something we can talk about. But it's not true. It's not true. So Shiva is a very, very exalted devotee. And many times people worship Shiva because they know these characters about him. How he is extremely tolerant, extremely patient, highly powerful, the great yogi, origin of all yogas. And in this way, he is glorified in a big ways. And he is a person whom we can understand by saying that his intentions are so clearly different. Although he may be put in a situation which is questionable. Why does such a person with such intention have to be in such a position, in such situation, with such people surrounding him? That's an interesting question that everybody would ask and want to know. The answer is that such persons can be in any place. Can be in any place. The place, the surrounding, the followers do not affect them in any way. They continue to be what they are supposed to. They continue to do what service that they are supposed to, irrespective of what people say. So these are very great qualities in a spiritually fixed person. Srila Prabhupada also had a lot of criticism. He also went and led people who may not be culturally considered to be great class at that point of time. And he was blamed for, giving Vedic education or giving transcendental education to all of them and trying to make them brahmanas and trying to make them gentlemen and trying to make them devotees. It was even mentioned that he is trying to do something which should not be done according to Vedic injunction. Yes, true, according to Vedic injunction he is not supposed to do this. But Prabhupada became successful in doing it. In other words, he showed his mercy to many, many unqualified people. And he elevated them to high levels of Krishna consciousness. But he said, for all the criticism that they level on me, what have they done in terms of satisfying their guru and carrying out his instructions? He made this very powerful statement. At least, although you may criticize me socially, although you may criticize me in this way, but I have at least done something, produced books, established the institution, made devotees, and made a lot of people all over the world outside of India understand Krishna consciousness. And although they are considered to be persons who are unfit for this type of education. So the test of real education is how many really difficult students do you bring up to the point of success. You may have very few, but it is far more difficult job than to have a lot of very qualified students pass your exam, who are by nature good in terms of culture, in terms of piety, in terms of learning and everything. It's not great credit to actually say that I got 100% pass in our school. Our teachers are very good. No, because while admission itself you do your IQ test and you take away those people whom you think are not good, you're very selective about your admission. So there are some schools like the school run by Siva where nobody, when they don't get admission anywhere else, he tells them, come, I'll give you admission. This is open to anybody, all the rejects from everywhere, they can come to me. They can come to me, I will shelter you. So he has got these hordes of all sorts of dangerous people, hordes of devilish people, bhutas, pretas, pishachis, everybody saying, Hail Shiva, and continuing to do some nonsense once in a while, most of the time. And he takes them forward. He encourages them to render service. He encourages them on the right platform, slowly. So nobody will understand the great service done by Lord Shiva to Krishna. So is very sober person, very sober, and immediately understands. In that pastime of Chitraketu, Prabhupada explains very beautifully in the purport. Chitraketu laughed at Lord Shiva traveling on Nandi and his wife is sitting on his lap. Everybody is watching, but he publicly sitting, the wife is sitting on the lap. He laughed. And Chitraketu did this in a completely different mood. And Lord Shiva totally understood it. But his wife, Parvati, could not take it. He said, what is this person laughing at us? He's laughing at me and your connection. Husband, wife relationship, he's laughing at that. How dare he do that? Lord Shiva simply smiled. But Parvati couldn't take it. So she cursed Chitraketu. And Chitraketu humbly accepted it. And she was still wondering why he is not getting affected by my curse. And Lord Shiva knew that his wife is thinking about this. And he explained to her, Swarga pavarga narkeshu api tulyartha darshana narayana parayana sarve na kutaschana bibhyati. Devotees of Lord Narayana, they are not afraid of anything. You curse them, you do anything. It doesn't matter to them. Narayana parayana sarve na kutaschana bibhyati. They are not afraid. Swarga apavarga narakeshu api tulyartha darshana. Your curse go like this and become like this. It's of no use. It's of no use. So Parvati immediately realized, Prabhupada says in the purport, about my foolishness in judging this person. But Lord Shiva and Chitraketu shared something. They were joking. He's saying they were in a jovial mood. Hey, what, you're traveling with your wife on your lap? And then they ha 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 ha. He said, yeah. Didn't take it in a wrong sense at all. Chitraketu is a devotee. He can say that. It is not meaning it in the same level as anybody else criticizing. So he just smiled and said, yeah, Hari Bol. And they understood each other. But Parvati, how can you do this? You can talk like this about me and my husband? I'll curse you. Of course you have the right to curse. So you curse. But he told his wife that you can curse, and there's no use. I will still be laughing with Chitraketu even after the curse. Because it doesn't matter to him. It doesn't matter to me also. Doesn't matter to me also. But the point is, he had a very nice, correct understanding of the humor of Chitraketu at that point of time. Because he was such an enlarged personality, his consciousness was so widely spread and he was so purified. So although this is one characteristic of Lord Shiva, that he is simply interested in everybody becoming Krishna conscious. This is his concern. What I can do for that, somehow make them Krishna conscious. I am willing to stretch myself. I am willing to bend double backwards. And whatever my Lord I can do, I offer myself. This is the meaning of an Acharya. Somehow or the other, I want to be instrumental in encouraging people to take up Krishna consciousness. So Lord Shiva, his characteristic very wonderfully explained in the Bhagavad. Only in the Bhagavad you get to know the personalities really. You'll get to know who is Yudhishthira really in the Bhagavatam. You'll get to know who is Bhishma really in the Bhagavatam. You'll get to know who is Lord Shiva in the Bhagavatam only. Only in the Bhagavatam you get to know their right positions, their right situations, and where they are. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he recommended that in this Kali Yuga, Mahabharata is very nice, Varnashrama Dharma and all these things. But better than Mahabharata is the Bhagavad. It will give you the right perspectives. Many things that Mahabharata cannot tell you about Krishna, Bhagavad will tell you. That's why he called upon Bhagavad evidence for everything. Anything to do with devotion. See. So Mahajana means one who understands. Mahajano yena gata sapanta. He understands the greatness of pure devotional service beyond everything else. Beyond everything else. So Lord Shiva is such a very exalted personality. Though externally he may look very scary. From the smashana, from the cremation ground, all the ashes are rubbed over him. He has got skulls hanging around his thing. He's got a damaru. He's got a snake around his neck. What a dress. I'm sure nobody can design a dress like this. The greatest of fashion designers will not think of a dress like this. And he's got some leopard skin, and everything is different. Unique. Very unique dress. And very talented. So very different personality, Lord Shiva. Extremely different than all the others, demigods. And that's why it's mentioned he is Mahadeva. Lord Shiva doesn't change from time to time. Lord Shiva is permanently there, is Shiva Tattva. So Vaishnavas, especially Gaudiya Vaishnavas, understand Lord Shiva very dearly, very nicely as a great devotee. It's a great pure devotee of the Lord. But sometimes there are other Vaishnava class of people who may not be so tolerantly appreciative. They get into the feeling of you are Shaivites, we are Vaishnavites. Or you are worshipping demigod, they are worshipping only one supreme Godhead. But Gaudiya Vaishnavas have a different view. They understand fully why Lord Shiva is like that. And how merciful he is to the bhutas, pretas, pichachas. Nobody else can do this, only he can do this. See, after all, he is an incarnation of the Lord. Kshiram yata dadi vikhara visesha yogat sanjayate nahitata pratakasti heto yas sambhudam apitata samupaiti karyat govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, who is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And just like curd can change milk, milk gets changed into curd by culturing. In the same way, Lord Shiva is a transformation of that same Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is an incarnation. So, Lord Shiva is not judged according to that by Vaishnavas, by devotees. They hold him in high respect as a great devotee, as a great pure devotee. Mahajanam Yenagata Sapanta, one of the Mahajanas. See? So, you will see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visiting Lord Shiva temples, visiting Devi temples, dancing and chanting, glorifying Lord Shiva, because he's such a great, wonderful devotee. He's a Mahajana, right? So it's mentioned here, although no one in the material world is equal to or greater, and although the unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of nescience, he nevertheless remains as a veteran to give salvation to all devotees of the Lord. So that is why a devotee should never be understood externally. A devotee should always be understood according to his bhava, according to his service to Krishna, according to his intention to serve. This is the way to understand a devotee. We should never make a material judgment of a Vaishnava. Arche Vishnu Shiladir Gurushu Naramati Vaishnave Jati Buddhi. Just like you must not think the Archa Vigraha form of the Lord to be just a statue. Same way you must not think your Guru to be an ordinary person. Gurushu Naramati. Vaishnave Jati Buddhi, that a Vaishnava has got Jati. That is also wrong. So we should make sure that we should not simply think, oh, Lord Shiva is a demigod, so we don't worship demigods, so we're not bothered. No. He's a very special demigod. He doesn't change in every manmantra. He's got a very intensely special responsibility. He's the Tamogun avatar of the Lord. And that doesn't mean he's in Tamogun. Tamogun avatar of the man he represents. So, his external features may be like this. But internally, he's a great personality. That's how we should see. Gaudiya Vaishnavas especially see Lord Shiva very specially, with great speciality. Because he is a Mahajana. Although he may be a demigod, he is a Mahajana. You don't see any other demigod is a Mahajana. You see Bali, Asura, is Mahajana. So wherever there is pure devotion, Bhagavat, Dharma being performed, we recognize that person as something very commendable in terms of his devotional service. Lord Shiva, in Tamil Nadu, Lord Shiva is greatly glorified. Everywhere you have Lord Shiva's temples, and you have glorification of various sorts. Sometimes Lord Shiva devotees find it very uncomfortable with Vishnu devotees like us, Krishna devotees like us. But although they may have perceived notions, When they mix with us, they feel very comfortable. They actually feel very comfortable. Oh, very nice. We respect Lord Shiva. We are followers of Lord Shiva. All this is correct. We are devotees of Lord Shiva also is correct. Vaishnavanam yata sambhu, because he is the greatest of Vaishnavas. And why are we not his devotees? Why are we not his followers? Of course we are. But we just don't follow like the bhutas and pretas and pisachas. He knows that. And we follow Lord Chaitanya's order. He is very happy with you. So you can go up to Lord Shiva and ask him for his mercy, blessings. Why not? Why will a devotee lose the opportunity to get blessings for your spiritual progress? Sometimes devotees think that, oh, we don't go to this temple, this is like this is like that. We are Krishna devotees, No, we should go everywhere, offer our respects and request the demigods to grant us mercy, prayers, so that we can advance in our spiritual life. So Lord Shiva is somebody whom we can approach that way. At the same time, if you play around with him and make mistakes, he can retaliate very heavy. Daksha got a goat's head because he exceeded. He took even Lord Shiva for granted. Most merciful Lord Shiva also he took granted. So he got a goat's head. And Lord Shiva was sent a peacekeeping force from the demigods. Sorry about what happened in the Daksha Yajna. We are very sorry these things happened. Excuse, like that. But Lord Shiva remarks that demigods are all silly and immature, childish. In the Bhagavatam it says, all these devas silly. One nice comment by the best of demigods, Lord Shiva. Silly, childish. Daksha did this, the whole sacrifice, each one shouted at each other, messed up the whole thing. And Lord Shiva was peacefully sitting and meditating. All this was going on. He was thinking on Sankarsana and meditating. His devotees were joining him. And there was a lot of wonderful Hari Kirtan and Hari Bhajan. He was not affected, even after what happened. My wife committed suicide. Sati. He, just went away to a place and peacefully meditated. Of course, the story goes that she comes back again, he weds her, and so many things happen. So, characteristics is mentioned here. The characteristics of Lord Shiva, his character. Character means what flows from your deep heart. Character is not what you put up for other people to see. That is personality. That is personality. Character means your real internal vibration. What sort of a devotee are you? That becomes your character. But what you put up for other people to know, that is your personality. Sometimes you change your personality according to the time, place and circumstances. But character, which is your original position, that you don't need to change. So Lord Shiva's internal character as a great devotee of the Lord, very merciful to his devotees especially, is a great boon to devotees, right? Who take advantage of the mercy of somebody like Lord Shiva and progress in devotional service. So there are many stories of Lord Shiva in Tamil Nadu. Everybody is very familiar with many such stories. We won't delve into that deeply. We want to talk about the Vaishnava nature of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, although all of them are worshipping Lord Shiva, Prabhupada explains in this purport a lot of things. Those who want money, material opulence, they worship Lord Shiva. Those who want devotion to the Lord, spirituality, they worship Krishna. He explains it very simply. So, to be able to do this feat, something you do about the poison. So he drank all the poison. He drank all the poison. In this way, he comes to the rescue in many situations and does amazing feats. It is amazing feat. So that the problem will be solved and the world will go on. You see, Brahma has lots of problems that come up. Because he is not, managing just a handful of people. The whole universe with all sorts of people in it. In this way we can understand the greatness of Lord Shiva by his pastimes and his real intention. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki. Short class because we need to leaving out of station. Any question? Yeah. If I remember right, Lord Shiva fought with Krishna. It's mentioned in the Krishna book. And he protected Banasura. Must be some technical information given. And I think I read it. Not coming to my mind. But Ravana, he did not protect because Ravana had kidnapped Lakshmi. And that Vishnu, that Lord Shiva knew that he has to pay the necessary price for it. So in Rameshwaram, that's what you see, that Ramachandra will actually inform Lord Shiva according to proper protocol in the Vedic, in the cosmic management. He said, now your so-called devotee has done this, so I shall be doing the needful. Just want you to know, because I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I go as per the proper protocol. And this way he killed Ravana. And Lord Shiva did the same thing. But Banasura did not do that type of an offense so much. His case was not so serious. He was very puffed up. He was very proud that he was using all his great strength, and you will see Krishna will cut off all his arms and there will be only 4 arms, and he will be left like that. It's not that Krishna actually kills him. In Banasura's pastime, you will see. He's not killed. His just pride is completely cut off. He had 1,000 arms. He pleased Lord Shiva by playing with all his 1,000 arms, drums and everything, so Lord Shiva did the dance. He would please Lord Shiva like that. And so Lord Shiva will do, dance means Lord Shiva, Tandava and everything. Lord Shiva is very pleased with him. So he supported in the war, but what happened is Krishna finally won it. He chopped off all the 1,000 minus 4 hands of Banasura. I think he did it with the Sudarshan disc. Yeah, that's what I remember. And he left only 4 arms. That was the pride of Banasura. Now he is no more Banasura. He has lost 996 arms. So he put him back in place. It's not that he killed Banasura. It is a war, and there was some damage from the war. The damage was Manasura lost so many arms. He put him back in place and told Lord Shiva also. There's a conversation I'm not getting right into my head.
The whole family is fighting Kartikeya and
Everybody fights. Yeah, because he's very dear to Shiva. But Krishna made a decision. You can fight. You have a right to fight for your devotee and everything, but the final call was taken by Krishna. It's not to be seen in a different way. It is just to be seen that, fine. Because see, dharmic war is like this. And I feel this is right and I am fighting for it. Okay, let's see who wins and who settles up the proper point for dharma. And so Krishna won, and so you have to follow what Krishna says. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. This is a very nice discussion which you brought up. That in terms of dharma, in terms of like Kaliya also, Krishna did not kill Kaliya. He subdued Kaliya. Subdued Kaliya. It's not that he's going around killing everybody. Not required. When he kills, he gives them Brahman realization. Great destination. For Manasura, he just controlled him and put him back in place, took away his powers. Because he's Lord Shiva's devotee. And left him like that. But Ravana, he took Sita, so it was not that his hands are going to be removed alone, his neck is going to be cut off, his head is going to be removed. Small difference. His head is going to be removed, he'll no more be alive. And the Lord Shiva did not support him because why did you do this foolish thing? I am a devotee of Krishna and you stole Ramachandra's, my Lord's consort. You may be my follower, but you can't do these type of things. So you can maybe gauge that according to that. Yeah.
Nowadays there are so many Lord Shiva imitators who get intoxicated with dancers and loud videos, loud music and all this. So do Shiva give shelter to them? Else what will be their destination?
Well, they will anyway be doing this even if they are not Lord Shiva's followers. Dancing, drinking, jumping and having sense gratification. The only difference is that they have reposed faith in demigod, not ordinary demigod, Lord Shiva. That's a good quality, that they have reposed some faith in Lord Shiva. Even otherwise they'll be doing all these things. So, but when you look at it, we interpret it that they're saying Lord Shiva's devotees and they're doing all these things. Yes, that is what they ask for. And Lord Shiva gives them out of his mercy. But devotees of Krishna, even if they did ask Krishna for material things, they'll have the great benefit of getting exposed to devotional service. And they'll take it up. That is a fortune. There's an extensive commentary given by Prabhupada on this in the Bhagavatam. Lord Shiva's followers, Devi's followers. He speaks extensively on this. Lord Krishna's followers and Devi's followers. In another place also he speaks about Lord Shiva's followers. Most of Lord Shiva's followers are of that kind. Bhutas, Pretas, Pisachis type of following. And normally those who are very interested in materialistic life and seek benedictions for better material life, they worship Devi and Lord Shiva. They are considered father and mother of the universe materially. So those who have a spiritual understanding, they are capable of more realization, and Krishna opens Bhagavatam to them. So I may not have an exact answer for that, but This is a materialistic following. All the demigods are worshipped only for a materialistic destination. Because Lord Shiva himself says, Mukti pradatat sarvesham vishnureva na samshaya. I cannot give mukti. But mukti, there is no doubt, can be given only by Vishnu. So within his powers, he doesn't have the grant of mukti. But he can bring them to the point of surrender to Krishna by giving them material benefit and then slowly bringing them to that point. Because he has got that capacity and opulence to do that. So I would understand that what do you expect from Lord Shiva's devotees and other demigods' devotees? Because it is Krishna who is, they are opting for it, and Krishna is making their faith steady. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhaya ruchitum ichchati tasya chalam shraddham tameva vidadamyaham. It is me only who makes his faith steady in some demigod, because I am Paramatma in the heart. Because he desires it. At least let him do that. First step is in some way following some Vedic regulation, worshipping a demigod at least. So it's better. Worshipping Lord Shiva and getting some material benefit is better than being a vikarmi, not following the Vedic culture completely. So when Brahmanas or all of them are devotees of Lord Shiva, most of the smartas are worshippers of Shiva. Yes. Narottam Das? நம்மளுடைய பக்தி போயிடும்னு சொல்லி அது தேவர்களுடைய கோவில் எதுக்காக போறீங்க, அதுதான் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். தேவர்களிலே போல உங்கள் பக்தி போகுது. உங்கள் பக்தி பௌதிகமான உலகத்தில் பௌதிகமான காரியத்தினால ஒரு அத்தியாத்மிகம் ஆன்மீகமான ஒரு காரியம் எஃபெக்ட் ஆகாது. பக்தி நீங்கள் ஒரு தேவர்களுடைய கோவிலுக்கு போனீங்கன்னா பக்தி எஃபெக்ட் ஆகிடும்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. ஆனால் நீங்கள் எதுக்காக அங்கே போகிறீங்க அதை கால்குலேட் பண்ணி உங்கள் பக்தி இதாகுமான்னு சொல்லலாம். பக்தர்கள் பகவானுடைய பக்தர்கள் ஒரு தேவர்களுடைய கோவிலுக்கு போனால் அவங்க அந்த தேவர்கிட்ட எனக்கு ஆசீர்வாதம் கொடுங்க, எனக்கு காருண்யம் காமிங்க, எனக்கு பிளெஸ்ஸிங் கொடுங்க, நான் பகவான் கிருஷ்ணருடைய பக்தனாகணும்னு சொல்லி தான் கேட்பாங்க. அங்கே போய் அந்த தேவரை சேவிச்சு என்ன கேட்பாங்க, என்னுடைய பக்தியில் நான் முன்னேறணும்னு கேட்பாங்க. ஆனால் மற்ற தேவர்களை சேவை செய்கிறவங்க முழுமுதல் கடவுளை பற்றி ஒன்றும் தெரியாதவங்க அவங்க தேவர்களுடைய கோயிலுக்கு போனால் என்ன கேட்பாங்க, தனம் தேகி வித்யான் தேகி, என்னுடைய குழந்தைக்கு இப்படி, எனக்கு அது, எனக்கு இதெல்லாம் தான் கேட்டுப்பாங்க இல்லையா? ஸோ நியோஃபைட்டாக கனிஷ்ட அதிகாரி ரொம்ப கோமல சிரத்தமாக இருக்கிறவங்க கொஞ்சம் கேர்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கணும். நீங்கள் தேவர் கோயிலுக்கு போகும்போது அங்கே ஏதாவது இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ் ஆகி தப்பாக நடந்துக்கூடாது. ஓகே. ஏன்னா நம்ம டிவோட்டீஸ் எல்லாம் தேவர் கோயிலும் போய் ஹரிநாம சங்கீர்த்தனம் பண்ணுவாங்க. அதனால் டெஃபினட்டாக பகவான் அந்த தேவர்களுடைய நிலைமையில் அவங்க அவங்கள டெஃபினட்டாக ப்ளஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. பிகாஸ் தேர் டூயிங் யுக தர்மம். அவங்க தேவர்களுடைய ஆசீர்வாதம் எப்படியாவது வாங்கிப்பாங்க அங்கே ஹரிநாமம் பண்ணி. ஸோ அதில் தப்பு கிடையாது, அதில் தப்பு கிடையாது. ஏன் regarding the war? Yeah.
So today you see the world lost most of the wars happen because of mundane reasons. Currently a war is going on where suicide war is made by Pakistan from Indian third party to speak to the right. Now even the Prime Minister of Pakistan made a social statement saying that let us stay a peace talk and we don't want to make other elections. Of course, on one side the people it was like a suicide attack. So when common people like others when you preaching or some youngsters they come, how do we address this and how do we say
What is the problem in saying? What do they ask you?
The person, the 19 years old guy made a suicide that suddenly on 40 people. Now after the war something will happen. Now this Pakistan Prime Minister is saying, come let's have peace talk. But even though it is a suicide attack, they encourage the terrorism to happen. Now they're saying don't make the war because so many other people's lives will be lost. Now he's making a moral statement when that was not initially being taken to proactively stop that terrorism to happen in such a way. Now they're coming to make a statement and people, Indians are like them, we fight.
So, what's your question?
So how do we address this when people ask, so you're saying that war should happen or not happen and people ask questions?
So, how are we responsible for some, what do you want me to talk about in terms of, I should ask him, some materialistic leaders make some political statements. So what do you want us to talk about? It's just political stuff. It is just leaders who are not really leaders. They don't know anything about dharma. They don't know many things. They just eat the cow. So what is the use of commenting on their statements? We'll only spoil ourselves. Bhagavatam says, what is it? Nice shloka in the 11th canto. Brishyate swartaha. It is said if you comment on the activities of materialistic persons, you will quickly deplete your own good character. So we should only have information, but we should be very careful not to subtly appreciate even the so-called very great leader who is not at all a devotee of Krishna. You can appreciate them for some devotional service they did. So we should be careful because all these people give all sorts of great comments and we go, oh, he said that, he said this, oh, why did he say this? And all that. That is for, other general mass of people to comment on. But if you're asking specifically in terms of how do we respond in terms of the being Hare Krishna movement, what is our position statement on what's happening? People want to know. You guys don't say anything about this, you don't want to know anything about this, you're not involved in this. So we are forced to say. That's what is your real question, I think. It's not that we're going to analyze what he said materially, They are all one type. They're all interested in promoting themselves at the cost of, when there is an issue, each one will make a statement, come to the front and make a statement. But what is the real issue? The real issue is that it's a godless civilization. If at all they show something God conscious, that is also not very well responsibly developed. So we should tell them this is all happening because nobody is respecting God. Nobody keeping God in the center. Fighting like this, killing each other is not very progressively good for human society. When human society is got aim of life properly fixed, then they won't waste their time in these type of situations. You see? So we should tell them and counsel those people that worse things will happen in Kali Yuga because it is ruled by Kali, especially when there is no God consciousness. That domain will be fully ruled by Maya and Kali. As long as we don't show bhakti to the Lord, as long as we don't chant Hare Krishna, more and more of these things will happen and we'll get implicated in it. We'll get implicated in it. That's our stand. It's not that we don't care for the country or anything like that. We do care for the country and we have offered our prayers, everything for the Javans who passed away. That's why we have done that. The thing is, we do it in a different way. You are expecting that this will be done in a particular way, but that's not the way we think about it. Our viewpoint on these issues is more widely based than so narrowly based only on one or two things that you're talking about. Why is this happening? More foundational questions we have, and we want to work according to that. That's the type of response you should give. And use it as an opportunity to teach them. So they'll ask more questions. So what do you think is really this? You explain what Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita. Whole Bhagavad Gita is also on a war field only it was spoken. And it is not that after the Bhagavad Gita was spoken, the war stopped. It began after that. It began after that. The question is not war. The question is what you understood about life, about God, about you, about the world. War is coming because you didn't understand these things properly. And it is not at all a dharmic war. So nobody can control it. Nobody can control it. Question is not whether you should have war or not. You may not have war, but you'll keep on fighting like this continuously. At the end of it, if you take the census, you killed more people at the end of the year than if you had had a war. That's the census since the Second World War. No World War, no problem. But more number of people have died till now. In so many small skirmishes, so many small terrorist attacks, this, that, everything together. It's the same. Or even worse. It's all because of a godless society, committing sinful activities, killing the cow. And so people will die. Keep killing the cow, people will die. That's the way to answer. You have to make them responsible and accountable for adharmic activities that are going on. So our answer is entwined with that. Why are you doing this? That's why it's happening. It's not that if you go around and shoot everybody in Pakistan, you'll be very dharmic and you can sleep peacefully. Find a solution in such a way that human civilization is catering itself better to God consciousness. There will be greater help from Krishna. Inshallah. Everything will happen according to the Lord's desire. So, you do things that are against God, then God will also act. Om Tat Sat Srila Prabhupada.
Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.